Alright, we're here with match 1. It's a bit risky, but we'll try it. So this is Bossiedon's 16 land burn Prowess deck that recently did okay, I guess would be the best word for it. It's possible I shouldn't play this out because it could just die to Bolt or Unholy Heat, but or I guess we're getting hit by Stern Scolding either which way, so just pass. It's possible they're holding up Spell Pierce here, but I'm more interested in tagging a monkey if they try to dash it next turn. Feels like we're going to be staring down a Murktide very quickly here, which would currently be, what, a 6/6? Bloop. Curious what they have here. Nothing. They don't even crack Fiery Islet. The important thing here is our opponent doesn't have pressure. They should be cracking this Fiery Islet. Like, there's no reason for them not to. Okay. So they're not just straight up Murktide. It looks like there's some type of weird dragon hybrid deck, maybe. Wouldn't be surprised if we're staring down, like, what is the name of the stupid card? The one that creates treasures whenever it attacks. You know, I'm always kind of dumbfounded at how you can run a 16 land deck and still flood out. Like, it's kind of, play around spell pierce and stuff here. Okay, sure. Okay. Somebody accidentally sign up for a Pioneer Elite, or sign up with their Pioneer deck? Guess not, they have fetch lands, but... Mm-hmm. So they have double bolt maybe dead here. Okay, well. How like burn to flood out and die, right? Don't honestly know that we want any of these cards. To be fair, I did keep an awkward and somewhat slow hand. Just kind of see the limits of what that deck was capable of. I'm going to keep this one. Actually, we shouldn't have kept this one. It's a 4-lander. It's like I thought it was 3 lands. It's like, oh wait, no, that's 4. Never mind. Oh well. Basic is land, huh? Okay, that's not a terrible one. No, the patient. The opponent's got basic island. It's just main phase any removal they have here. Nope. Okay. Well, we get to quasi do the prowess thing now. Okay. Guess we should turn off auto yields in case they only have Unholy Heat here. Oh, yikes. Doing this mainly to play around Spell Pierce. Maybe they'll let damage through. JK. Okay. Go ahead and tone the bats. Monkey is extremely annoying, but okay. Let's say the 5-minute control tank followed by counterspell. Yeah, honestly, it just looks like their deck's a version of Murktide. Yeah, that's basically a freebie there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 2, 4, 6. If that bolt were dead. Could play light up the stage, but we need to hit land plus castable spell. Honestly, not a huge fan of this so far. Even with flooding out situations, it's still pretty trash. Definitely not the best mulligans, but yeah, this version feels a little off. Yeah, we'll try this hand. This at least got some potential here. 12 points of burn, a scry, / control your draw with bobble. It's not a terrible card, but I honestly think we can do better. That would qualify as better. Mm-hmm. So lava dart or play with fire would be perfect here. I think for damage purposes, what we're going to do here is connect with Swift Spear and then just go ahead and deal with their DRC. Smart move by them. Don't get into a chicken with a prowess triggers. Now the opponent has to constantly hold up mana to deal with Slickshot. So yep, I'm just as fine playing a Drago game here. Preordained, sure. Mm-hmm. 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 Bloop. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Dashing Monkey. Nope, Murktide. I love like the 30-second tank to decide if you're going to counter a spell. It's like, counter it or don't. Don't sit there. Like, your life tool is at 4. I mean, you either counter this one or you hold up the mana and counter the next one. Not really a difficult decision at this point in the game. Mm-hmm. Sure. Put him with one card in the hand, the only card that can possibly be relevant here. So we need to draw a 1 mana burn spell here. Yep, really hard to beat the triple counter spell. Yeah. Alright, so bring the 3 Searing Blaze in. I don't even know what you go down here. Like, too late at the stage 1 Skewer because it's such an awkward card. So the alternative line I could have taken there, which might have given us a better chance to win the game, would have been, instead of bolting the Ragavan, letting the Ragavan go, bolting our opponent's face, and then we'll put them to 1, and then if any of our other spells resolve the rest of the game, they're dead. So instead of having to resolve 2 spells, we would have had to resolve 1 spell, since they end up drawing at least 1 more Ragavan anyway. So killing it really didn't... might have netted us another turn to draw a card. Maybe 2. So, that is something to consider that late in the game, is maybe I should have just gone face, put my opponent to 1, held on to the bolt, and then looked for a more opportune time to finish them off. Sounds fine. Too many things just to answer it here, so no reason in. Mm-hmm. Sure. Actually, look for a fourth land here. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm. Opponent going to play a monkey or a preordain? Mm-hmm. I mean, opponent's got their other second land, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Bloop. So if the opponent does have a counter spell in hand, it's probably at least a 1-mana spell. It would be Stern Scolding. Dashing Monkey now, because that's just a lane card. Blah 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 blah. Monkey's gotta die. Currently missing the graveyard creature. And sorcery, I guess, technically. Nah, we'll wait until the next turn. Go to combat first, see if they use a burn spell. They don't, so we'll use Spectacle. Figure this is going to get countered, right? So that's going to be exiled permanently. Alright, and opponent scoops. Alright, match number 3. Lands, mulligan. 1 land, not ideal, but I think we keep it, put back Skewer the Critics. These are the kind of situations I worry about when you skimp to a 16 land deck. Within the same event, there were 2 Response to the trigger. Fetch a basic mountain here. Okay. That's not terrible. Oh, okay. Well, this could be fun. Okay. Third land would be great. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they don't have something dumb like main deck pick your poison. That was a very curious decision, I guess. +4, or sorry, this would be +5, +3. The ring would probably be the worst case scenario here. The one ring. So I don't think they can Titan from here without some type of fairly reasonable extra boost, like Explore or something. Mm-hmm. Net you +1 mana. That's 3, 4. Guess that's enough for Titan. Yeah, turn 3 Titan. Mm-hmm. Don't believe there's any way they can kill us with only one amulet here. Jukabog actually coming up relevant. It's kind of freaking annoying. Okay, 4 wear tears in, 4 tunneling Ingus in, 4 lay up the stage out, 4 skewer the critics out. I'm trying to figure out what about this version feels so disjointed to me. Maybe it's being caught between I can do better. Yeah, we're keeping the sand. It's got a tunneling Ingus. What could possibly go wrong, right? One, two, so we'll go on Scalding, well, most likely on Scalding turn. Mishra's Bauble ourselves just once. Looking for obviously more effective offense. Tunnel Ingus is like a fine card, but I don't know that it single-handedly wins the game on its own. Yeah, we're definitely not looking for another land, so we'll just... go ahead and fetch. Get out of the way. And I don't think that quite cuts in here. It's possible I should have bolted on one, just because of mana efficiency. Yeah. Land would be D's plus. Boros Charm's fine. Go. So if they have Titan, I do believe we are dead, even through tunneling this. Because tunneling us will only deal them 12. Because they play bounce land. Well, I guess they would need bounce land Titan. So they go get it, second Amulet, bounce land, play Titan. Play Titan, get 2 lands, take 6. Excuse me? Interesting. Apparently they don't have the bounce land, perhaps? I think we're going to put an upkeep stop. So what would be good here? Second tunneling this would be pretty decent. Yep, looks like they might have been lacking the... So let it go. Cast Terror. You got the Dismember? Okay, there's Dryad. Okay. Bloop. Yeah, we're keeping the sand. Turn one Grazer. Yep. No reason to attack here, so. Opponent's got all the Grazers. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna assume they're gonna block this, so. Telling Ingus land. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Goes to 14. Okay. Opponent didn't even make a construct. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Titan. Sure. Alright. Wow. Telling it's definitely making the Titan matchup feel winnable. Alright. Matchup number 4 on the draw. I think this is a range of a keepable hand on the draw. Except we're going to get scammed, so none of it matters. Oh, no, just monkey. You know, there's almost nothing quite as embarrassing as playing Ragavan in a Lava Dart meta. Sure, you have a Thoughtseize against a burn deck. Might even take Mishra's Bauble here. Nope, take DRC. Okay. I guess he's unfortunately drawing another land. I think Lutz is fine. Problem with this build is the lack of Sanctifier. I must wonder if the sideboard's supposed to be like 4 Vortex, 4 Tunneling Unius, 4 Wear Tear, and 3 Sanctifier. So, Lava Spike. I feel like our opponent's probably got Bowmasters here, which Lutz is actually pretty good against. I mean, I suspect this is a Bowman, but this doesn't actually draw cards, so kind of annoying that we lost the Boros Charm, but it is what it is. Sure. Blue. Yeah, like we basically have almost nothing for this matchup. Ingus obviously is for Amulet, Wear Tear, Zoo, Amulet, Roiling Vortex does its thing. Just go ahead and have a little bit more flexibility against creature decks. I mean, this hand is theoretically pretty good. Kind of weak to Grief Scam, obviously, but yep, just I mean... It's one card type. Till the end of your next turn. Sure, you can have this. I'm not blowing up a land for that. You want to cast Lava Spike? I am more than fine with that. Probably should have played DRC there, but... Your opponent leave in Thoughtseize. Highly doubt our opponent will block here, but I have to at least give them the opportunity to do so. Gain some life. Okay. We know they've got a monkey. Okay, so I do believe you'd be dead. Go to 10. Let's do some quick math here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12. So 1, 2. Okay, so we have lethal here. Just wanted to make sure. I think so. Obviously, whatever they get with that, it's whatever. So this is 1. So we actually going to be too short here? If we'd been able to keep Delirium, we would have had lethal here. So ironically, Voidwalker ended up being relevant. We know we're dead because they can dash monkey, so. Guess we were one short even if we kept Delirium. Weird match without Sanctifier. Yeah, sand is, at least on the surface, pretty reasonable, so we'll try it. Do I get scammed or do I get monkeyed? We're getting scammed. So I'm going to take Bolt and Slickshot. Okay. Efficiency wise, this just does the most. Ironically, if we had hit with, or if we had used Lava Spike, we would have Delirium here, which would make this less vulnerable to things like Bowmasters. Sure. It's for 3, actually 4, but hold on to that. Don't want to crack this immediately because we don't want to get got by any type of discard effects, so. Alright, let's see what you draw. Immediately drawing their second land, kind of annoying, but whatever. At least it's a shock land. Voidwalker. So most burn spells would do it here. Bloop. So it's possible that Sanctifier might not be needed for this matchup, but match number 5. Yeah, sounds fine. Okay, so Amuleto? Not an amulet. So on a black scam, perhaps? Nope. Just a Thunkum Seas. So goodbye, Boros Charm. That is exactly why we sequenced Mishra's Bauble when we sequenced it. I mean, Boros Charm is kind of the obvious take here. Amulet Scam's kind of a weird deck, if that's what they're on. I doubt they're on Coffers with Saga. That's an interesting take. We do this to maximize the damage. It goes to 6. Okay, there's the Saga de Urza. Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. Thoughtseize goes to 4. Okay. Shadow Spear. Okay. Draw most spells, we win the game. Don't know if that technically qualifies as most spells, but does mean that our opponent is dead next turn, and there's don't believe anything they can do about it. Opponent agrees. So now we have this weird situation. Like, okay, so we know our opponent is on Urza Saga. We know our opponent's on Basic Swamp. So my inclination is that they are on Mono Black Scam. Other decks that they could potentially be, they could be Cofferless Coffers with Urza Saga instead, but they're effectively the same deck. In terms of a lot of what they bring to the table. And then the Marsh Flats, I think, rules out something like Jund Saga. So I think the only cards that would be considerable to bring in would be Roiling Vortex and Wear Tear. So Wear Tear is probably only basically good against the Urza Saga package. And can get stranded in our hand if they, do the Grief Scam nonsense. Searing Blaze can be like okay against some of their cards, particularly if they have cards like Dothy Voidwalker or Orcish Bowmasters. I think this literally might just be submit your 60 and try to kill them before they can get a Shadow Spear off, or get something like a something like a Shoulder It Off. Good chance if we play this on one, it dies to a Bowmaster, but if we do untap with it, it is pretty good. So that's presuming we don't get grief scammed here, which we very certainly could. Yep, this is a grief scam if I've ever seen it. Yep. Pitching a Shoulder's Edict. What do they even take here? Presume the 2 creatures, perhaps? Boros Charm. Slickshot? Like, Chandler fits in the best for them if they have either Voidwalker or Bowmasters, so I suspected that would be the one to stick around. So I think I'm just going to lead on that. We could potentially have held this in our hand and tried to like double spell in response if they have like land Bowmasters. Okay, so they are mono black scam. If they get us with Bowmasters here, they get us with Bowmasters. I mean, we could have played around it, but yeah, we're not playing around Fatal Push there, so Lava Dirt. Is that worth blowing up my... Basically using 2.5 cards here? Interesting choice. Opponent knows what's presumably what's going to happen here. Mm-hmm. Not a terrible card, I suppose. Especially if we're trying to dig for more interaction. Or I should say, not even interaction, just gas, lands, whatever. Down the bottom of our library. Okay. Go ahead and upkeep stop, see what they're drawing. Opponent's drawing a grief. Okay. Mm-hmm. Bloop. Dying Evil is actually quite obnoxious here. Because it comes back untapped as opposed to... and now it's a 1-turn clock. Bolt would be our best draw here. Yep, we're just dead because weird situation. Yep, I still think we hold to the game plan. Don't really... Like I said, Wear Tear is literally the only card that's kind of reasonable here. And, I mean, I guess Searing Blaze might also make sense, but... There. Talk myself into a kind of coward split here. Did I get the change in? Yep, just barely. I'll try it. Keeping this hand, I think, was just dumb. Okay, well, I mean, guess if I'm going to draw that in a spot, this is the spot to draw it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so their first take has to be Play with Fire. Mm-hmm. So let me take Boros Charm here. Spell Bomb. Not particularly relevant. Mm-hmm. goes to 10. Mm-hmm. Do you have another land? Interesting choice. Let's opponent to 2. Mm-hmm. Goes to 4, sure. Pass. I mean, I guess the only nice part about this for them is it's not technically a flyer because of Spellbomb can get rid of Delirium. But 4-1. Alright, so looking at Bossiedon's list, there's a number of things I like about it, a number of things I'm kind of middling on. The 16 lands is certainly a bit aggressive. I'm not sure what the correct amount for these, like Mishra's Baubles, Preordain, Seek the Beast, Light Up the Stage shells are. I honestly don't know the correct balancing of that, so take that with a grain of salt. As far as the build of the deck, I feel like I want to shave 1 Lutz and 1 Skewer and get 2 more lands in there, or just 2 Lutzes. Like, this deck it's definitely bridging that gap between Burn and Prowess. Like, Bossiedon has done well with this deck in the short burst that he's played. I think he had a 4-1, a 5-0. He top 8'd a Modern Challenge, which, granted, there's like 20 of those, not 20 of those a week, but there's like almost one every other day or every day during the week, plus the weekends. So, don't know that's a huge selling point to the deck. But, I mean, if you looked at the matches we played, we beat Murktide, we beat Amulet, we beat Scam, or Rakdos Scam, and then we beat Mono Black Scam. So we beat some of the heavy hitters of the format. And the deck felt reasonable. That first match, I definitely kept some awkward hands. So I don't know that I can really judge the matchup based on that loss to the weird Is It deck with a dragon in it. like I said, I think if I were to tweak the list, I would probably shave a Skewer, shave a Lutz, or shave 2 Lutzes, get the other 2 Sunbaked Canyons in here. Sideboard-wise, I don't know how much you actually need Searing Blaze in a deck that's already playing Play with Fire and Lava Dart. There's a couple matchups where we just like brought in a couple of, and maybe it's a fine card, but I do think Sanctifier might just be a better card as like a 4/4/3 plan. There are no really like truly dead cards in any matchup in the main deck because you don't have Searing Blaze in the main deck anymore, and everything else is just kind of doing what it's supposed to do. Then you have a sideboard that's the old 4/4/4/3. You know, this is for anti-life gain, you know, Cascade decks. This is for Amulet. This is for anything usually with Urza Saga in it, basically, or Scion Draco, and then 3 Sanctifier for the Scam matchups. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really sure what other adjustments I would make. Now, there are a couple of lists that top aided this challenge. You had the 7/2 list, which was basically this setup of creatures with more burn-related spells. You have Path, Roiling Vortex, all this stuff. So you have more like the burn sideboard. Then you had Bossiedon, or this list, which is very similar. Might even be, I mean, this one has Wear Tears in it, so it's a little bit different, but effectively the main deck kind of the same. And then you had Bossiedon's list, which was the 16 lands, Lutz, Rolling Vortex, Searing Blaze, Tunneling Ingus, Wear Tear. I honestly don't know if you call this burn or if you call this prowess. It's got enough burn in it that it's a little bit different than the prowess decks. Because if you look at the prowess decks in the format, modern. So Teamer prowess lists. You know, these ones aren't very heavy on burn, and then you have the Gruul prowess lists that are probably the Gruul aggro that have like Lava Dart, Lightning Bolt, sometimes Tarfire. So you honestly have this kind of like weird split where the format is, it's got the Gruul's prowess, it's got Music prowess, it's got burn, it's got this now kind of hybridization burn. I think red actually is an okay place in the current meta. You know, and burn has been doing reasonably well lately for us and for a few other people, so kind of good to be back on the burn train, even if it doesn't look like Modern Horizons is giving us much, although there is this kind of Uro knockoff that is in Boros colors, maybe is a reason to play a couple of those in burn, but it just kind of feels like, I think it comes into play. Let me see if I can Is it not Boros? MH3 spoilers. Let's see, goldfish. Don't know if it's actually been an official spoiler yet, but H3 Giant. Just not seeing it. But I know I saw it a couple times on Facebook. That doesn't necessarily make it a real card, but I think it was like 1 a green and a red, 6/6 with escape. Deals 3 damage to target, any target, gain 3 life, and then its escape cost was basically Uro's escape cost, which was only its red, red, white, white, escape 5, and then when it ETBs deals 3 damage, when it attacks deals 3 damage, then it gains 3 life. Could be something interesting if it's actually printed. I'm surprised that they're risking any type of nonsense anywhere near like Uro, but anywho. Burn's in a decent place. Probably the best I felt about it in quite some time. But then again, like I was talking about, the format's shifted. Scams come back into the format. Murktide's kind of come back into the format. There's kind of a balance in the format, so Burn functions a little bit better in these like style of metas where it's not a huge portion of the meta, but nevertheless it still is a reasonable choice, especially with Slickshot and DRC builds that seem to be doing well recently. But anyways, if you like modern red content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you for our next video.